Welcome back, everybody. Aesop Grimm here, and this is the continuation of our second tutorial attempt in Endless Space 2. We're playing the tutorial, and it's time to end turn. We're on turn 6, moving to turn 7. And we completed that research, planetary landscaping. So we'll go to the tech tree right away, and follow that immediately with botanical scanning. Being relatively sedentary and slow growing, plants are easier to scan and analyze than animals. Systems to tag and scan plant life on a large scale aid immeasurably in efforts to detoxify and colonize new planets and systems. That gives us access to epigenetic crop seeding, the ability to adapt plant DNA to its environment and transfer those learned traits to successive generations creates a boom in healthy, disease-resistant, long-lived crops, +2 agriculture per population on planets. And the other building we get is intensive cultivation logistics. Improving techniques in fertilizing, crop rotation, genetics, storage, and transport all lead to very efficient and high-volume food production. +10 food on per luxury deposit, and +10% food overall. Up here it says technologies that permit the colonization of new planet types can be recognized by the colonization symbol to the side of the technology. Early-stage colonization technologies will allow the colonization of less extreme planetary biomes and will help your empire gain a foothold in the galaxy. Keep an eye out for prime galactic real estate. We'll probably be taking a look at that, the next tech that we get. This is going to take 10 turns. Actually, you know what? I'm changing my mind. This is a tier 2 tech. It takes 10 turns. That's quite a while for a new empire. Let's maybe, this would give us access to tundra worlds. This one would give us Mediterranean worlds and also lead to, we're probably going to take this right here. Industry is also quite important. And we could get colonization out of that as well, but we're going to run with rare earth forms. Scarce and difficult to manipulate, rare earth metals are nevertheless critical to many advanced technologies. The ability to create viable metallic foams from these unusual metals gives a boost to cutting-edge astrotechnology. It allows us to colonize Mediterranean worlds. Though objectively beautiful, the environment of Mediterranean-type planets can be harsh. Soil is often poor, rainfall limited, and summers harsh. Adaptation of both shelter and agriculture is required to survive in this relatively austere biome. Debris Analyzer. Science per destroyed command point, 20. This would be a support module that we can install on ships. Probably not something I'm going to take advantage of too much. And our ecologists are going to be happy with us. Boy, we are really bringing the joy to the Green Party, huh? That's not something I would normally do, but it's the way that things are developing in this playthrough. I want the industrialists and the militarists to be really happy, but infrastructure is important, I guess. Okay, let's get out of here. So 7 turns for rare earth foams. Over here we have 5 turns remaining until we have xeno-industrial infrastructure, at which point in time I want to put up intensive cultivation. And then I think I'm going to follow that up with cerebral reality. There we go. So that's pretty set. Over here, we got this. That's done. And we can take our explorer vessel. We can move into this system. And we can spend that probe right here. And we found a life form on the planet. Oh, the deciduous trees. All right. And our ship can move out of this system. And we continue to push out this way. We have 3 more turns. We haven't run into anything yet. Okay, let's end turn. And what we can do is we can press this to order any queued up moves for all of our fleets, and they will execute them. So we're into another system here, Eta. Medium toxic. Eta 2 is a small steppe planet. Eta 3 is a tiny tundra, so I don't like this system either. Although it has a lot of titanium and Hyperion. That's something I'm going to have to learn about with experience, guys, is to how to best apply judgment on which systems to grab. With this one, we would have time to think about it anyway, because they're all inhospitable at the moment until we get the necessary terraforming technology. Okay, scrolling out. Are you able to enter that system? No. We don't have anything else we need to look at, so we can click in turn. We're currently at plus 24 dust production, plus 6 population growth, and plus 9 on influence. I still, as of yet, don't have enough experience in the game to really be able to gauge whether or not those are healthy numbers or not. I do know that we're what I call in the green on everything. Let's move into Eta. And we have a probe. These probes generate over the course of, it takes 2 turns to regenerate 1 probe. Your analysis of the subterranean on planet Eta 2 was successful, and we found something called a destructive salvager. This is a support module that will give you dust per destroyed command point. Okay. I prefer straight offensive, defense, and engine parts and stuff on my ships. So far I've not really taken advantage of support modules. Let's move down here and click end turn again. Moving on to turn 2. And we're 4 turns out from rare earth foams, and it looks like we've completed checking out this way, and there's nothing there. So we'll just click this button here and send him on his way. And we discovered Quarius. Quarius 1 is a huge monsoon. We can colonize that right now. Quarius 2 is a tiny arid. Yeah, the system doesn't really have enough in it for me to spend one of those 5 system colonizations on it. All right, well, let's, do we have a probe? No, so we'll have to wait here until we have a probe generated. And we'll end turn. Let's see, plus 24 on dust production, plus 6 on population, and plus 9 on influence generated. Luxury, I'm getting all that from up here. And we have found Transvine. Transvine, this is basically like weed. This strange plant with innumerable tiny crescent-shaped leaves can be safely ingested. Okay, that might not be. You got differing opinions. But read the description here. It creates a sensation of peace and happiness and is used as a natural relaxant and sedative. It is also a useful tool to keep rowdy populations compliant. Wow, rowdy populations compliant. Boy, yeah. Yeah. Hey, man, there's something wrong here. There's something wrong. We need to do something about this. Versus, you know, live and let live, man. All right. Anyway, plus 15 approval on system is what we get out of that. So, do we have a probe? We do. And we can, oh, you know what? Start expedition. Oh, we can do it from right here. Oh, that just brings us in, and then we click on this. Okay, so Transvine. There we go. And from here, I guess we'll move down this way, and we'll be working our way out in this direction. We have 3 turns left on rare earth foams. Oh, somehow we found Heka. I don't even know how we did that, man. I'm not sure how Heka revealed itself. All right. Oh, we just completed Xeno-industrial infrastructure. Now we're on to intensive cultivation. That's going to take 10 turns. Up here, we can see we're at plus 20 dust production, plus 6 on manpower, and plus 9 on industry. And we can tell our ships to move. And we can end turn. One more turn left for rare earth foams. Move back into the Doucet system. And from here, I want to fire a probe off in this direction. Off towards the center of the galaxy. And then I want to start moving down this star lane. Okay. And we got the rare earth foams. We need to open up the text screen. And do I want baryonic shielding right away? We can colonize Mediterranean now. Baryonic shielding would allow me to colonize Savannah. I happen to know that Heka system has a lot of Savannah planets in it, so I am going to go ahead and grab this. How long is that going to take? 8 turns. While there are some particles that can pass through plasma shielding, this improved version prevents penetration by any baryon particle, primarily neutrons and protons. This is also going to allow us to get warp drive, which frees us from the tyranny of star lanes. We can travel outside of star lanes once we gain this technology. The math is not easy, but it is possible to create a warp bubble around a starship and accelerate it by compressing space-time in front of the bubble while expanding space-time behind. Though there are difficulties in navigation and maneuvering, it provides a way to move independently between stars. We would also gain advanced scanners, higher energy, better data capture and analysis, and sensitivity to a wider spectrum of radiation give newer scanning technology a superior chance at discovering what the eye cannot see. Effects sets the curiosity detection level to 3. More curiosities will be visible. And sets the curiosity expedition power to 2. More curiosities will be explorable. All right, good. That'll be done in 8 turns. Technology stage unlocked. Oh, yeah, tech stage 2 on science. Oh, look at this. Well done. You've discovered a system in a distant constellation. But do you know how to reach it? In order to travel without lanes, you have to unlock the technology baryonic shielding in stage 2 of the science and exploration quadrant. Note that you can also use the search tool located at the bottom of the technology tree. That's pretty useful. Let me show you that. All right, so we're going to scroll out here. We're going to type in baryonic, and just to test it, let's just type in bary. There are 2 places that have bary in it. And it's highlighting it for you right here. If you mouse over them, there's your baryonic shielding, and this one is advanced non-baryonics. So that is really helpful when it comes to finding explicit technology. Maybe you read something on a forum and it'll just bring you right into it on this map. I really like that. Okay, let's get out of here. And let's move. Research complete, rare earth foams. Okay, so and it tells you what we're researching now. If we didn't have this selected, it would give you options. Do we have movement points? Yes, we do. All right, so we're moving towards this point right here, it looks like. Oh, you know what? We can click on this system. Kuma 1 is a small boreal colonizable. And that's the only planet in there. I wouldn't want to go here. I think this would be a waste of time for us. All right, so we're going to move forward. You discovered the planet Kairos. Kairos, when discovered, was a planet whose environment was so welcoming that it was taken by many pre-Dustinless sects as their promised paradise. Unfortunately, conflict and strife exploded over its care and exploitation, and a Grey Goo nanobot plague was unleashed as a suicidal doomsday weapon that destroyed the biosphere. It exists today only as a memorial and object lesson. See, to me, this is an example of what I meant in my original intro video for Chronicle number 1, when I was comparing it to Stellaris and talking about how this game gives you much better immersion and storytelling and surrounding context. These events wreck shop all over Stellaris' events, in my opinion. They're better written, they have more feel to them, they're more dramatic, and the accompanying art is a lot better. This one's not my favorite. I don't think this is particularly enticing. But the story here is neat, you know, so it's probably very subjective, but Endless Space 2 appeals to me more. All right, Rigel 1. Small forest, and it's colonizable. And then we have Kairos in here. It's a huge, barren planet. Now, I know that there is a technology here that we can use that search tool. Barren. And it tells you there's one. Colonize barren. So we could colonize Kairos basically by terraforming it. Well, you know what? It's not terraforming. What we are doing is we are advancing technology that teaches us how to adapt to those planets. Whether that's a gene technology or whether it's more than likely building suits and structures and domiciles that can sustain human life on these kinds of planets is more than likely what it is. But we would be able to colonize that. So I don't know if maybe I should take that or not, but I'll keep that in my back pocket as I think about it. All right, continuing on then to Heka, which I happen to know we're one turn away from it. That's what this number means. I happen to know that I'm going to want to colonize this area, and we'll take a look at that when we get to it. Let's end turn for now. Cooperative quest started. Rumor of an academy. There are heroes and there are heroes. Capital H. Legends of prowess, familiar to all, yet witnessed by none. The lowercase heroes of these tall tales are a dime a dozen. But in the leaders you have met and in the murmurs of your crews and colleagues, there are stories of other heroes. Living heroes, capital H, whose actions and efforts have changed the course of battles and bureaucracies, whose actions and decisions have been pivotal in the rise and fall of the empires. And when one speaks of these heroes, masters of dust and its vast powers, one also speaks of the place where they studied, where they learned these feats of strength and genius. It is simply referred to as the Academy. Some seem to present it as a center of higher learning, while others mention it in tones more suitable to worship and epiphany. It would be good to know the truth of all this. It would be good if your ships were the first to make formal contact with it and meet its leader, shrouded in mystery. They are as few in number as they are great in power, the heroes of the galaxy. They learned their skills at a place simply referred to as the Academy. Be the first to find this place, and some of its secrets will certainly be yours. So we would have to backtrack the paths of heroes by exploring 5 atmospheric curiosities. Okay. And the reward, there's a first place, second place, and third place prize. That's interesting. All right. Population, we gained a population of Imperials. Latest political survey, the polls are in. Political surveys are important tools for understanding the likely results of forthcoming elections. If you want to get a better idea of the political support in individual systems, zoom into the star system management view for the system in question. In one turn, your empire will see its first election. Good luck. The latest survey is in. It appears that the industrialist political party is in the lead, but who knows what might happen on election day. Yeah, the ecologists are growing fast. Right now, the industrialists have 50%, followed by the ecologists at 31%. We are in a federation system, which means we're a 2-party system, so only 2 of these parties will be represented whenever all is said and done. And these are easily the 2 leading ones. Remember, I would like to have industrialists and militarists, or maybe scientists and militarists, because that's what the empire seems to be predicated upon. But because of our focus on food and ecological matters, this party is really experiencing, it's shooting through the roof. It has a ton of momentum right now. So we'll see how things go. All right. At Doucet, in 8 turns, we'll be done with our queue here. How are things looking up here? We're at plus 26 on dust. We've moved up from plus 6 to plus 7 on population growth. And we've also moved up from plus 9 to plus 10 on influence. Everything here is inhospitable. And up here we're still just a colony. We'll be a colony. We're an outpost right now. We'll be a colony in 7 turns. Okay, let's move into the Heka system and take a look at what we got here. Heka 1, large, arid. Strong magnetic field. Heka 2, large, savanna. Unknown life form curiosity. Heka 3 is a tiny savanna. unknown signal curiosity, and lifeform curiosity. Heka 4 is a tiny savanna with transvine and the platform of Wise anomaly. All right. So let's shoot a probe right here. We're going to camp out here for a little bit because we need to discover these. We got deciduous trees. Solo quest started. A new Hoche, a group of archaeologists from your exploration party, has come to you with a bizarre report. They claim to have seen a ghostly airship made of balloons and solar panels, silently traversing the planet's skies. You are initially skeptical, but one of your historians insists that the airship matches the mythical description of Hoche, an ancient endless who watched from the skies as her home planet Kairos was converted to a gray goo by a nanoplague. Hoche is long dead with the rest of the endless, and this planet could not possibly be Kairos. But the story seems to have captured the imaginations of your crew, who are now speaking of founding a colony here. The myth of Hoche is strong among the crew. They believe a new colony of Heka 2 would be an auspicious event for the Empire. New objective, create an outpost on the planet Heka 2, or importantly, colonize its system. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to colonize that system. Heka 2 is an arid world. We don't have that technology. But the other planets are savanna, and we do have that tech. The reward that we will get will be an obelisk of remembrance. System improvement unique. Can only be built once per empire. You get 10 approval and 6 influence per temperate planet. So you want to be choosy about what system you put this into. You need to have temperate planets in that system. All right, this great pillar, in memory of both Hoche's sacrifice and Kairos' destruction, is made of the most valuable materials currently known. It should stand as a memorial until the heat death of the universe. Now, as far as I can tell, even though it's a unique, I don't think these are empire-wide effects. I think this is for the system that you put it in. But I'm not 100% on that. It just sort of reads that way to me because it's called a system improvement. And I think if it were empire-wide, it would tell us. Yeah, I'm conflicted because it can only be built once per empire, but then at the same time it's just a system improvement. I don't know. It might be empire-wide. It's hard for me to decide. This is where I get too analytical and then I have to go to Google and find out what's the answer on this. All right, we're going to leave you in place for right now because we have a whole bunch of stuff we have to discover here. You know what? Am I going to do that? I am not going to do that. I am going to order a second explorer, which will be done now in 2 turns. And I am going to press on. Okay. We can end turn now. Plus 26, plus 7, plus 10. Let's scroll out a little bit. We are in the Serpens system, which I think it will show us. There we go, Serpens. If we gain control of the whole system, we get plus 15% agriculture or food. We control 1/3 of it right now. Dust production is starting to go down a little bit Kudos, you have accrued enough influence to pass your first law. Open the Senate screen via the control banner to learn more. Alright, there are 6 political parties in law categories: militarist, scientist, ecologist, pacifist, religious, and industrialist. There's our timer. Crucially, the leading political parties of your Senate determine the categories of laws you can pass. In the Active Laws pane, click on the Pass Laws button to see what laws can be voted upon. Active Laws, is that this button? In the Active Laws, click on the Pass Laws. Okay. More laws will become available after each election. Select the law you wish to pass and click the Pass button. All right, we can go with a Super Tax Act. And here you'll have to pause the video if you want to read what it's about. We can go with the Cram Exam Act. I'm just kind of looking at the effects. Toys for boys. Can we get that new colony? That's the one that I want. And then here's the lower fleet costs. We're going to take new colony. Everybody loves good news from the frontiers of the Empire, and this legislation helps to formalize and encourage the feel-good factor that comes with the founding of a new colony on a distant world. As well as instituting an official period of national celebration, this rule further fosters the whole population's sense of contentment by lowering the barriers for industrial expansion. We're going to get plus 20% food on outposts, and plus 25 approval on systems for 5 turns when acquiring a new colony, either by invasion or through completion of an outpost. Pass that one. Pass laws immediately apply their powerful effects on the Empire. However, an upkeep and influence must be paid based on the number of systems owned and the law power. If paying this upkeep becomes impossible, then laws start being abrogated progressively. Okay. And, oh, we completed our patrol ship? That was fast. Yeah. I guess I shouldn't be surprised. Oh, yeah, so here we have to click the harbor, I guess. Then click our patrol fleet. And you have to click on create a new fleet. Once you have that, you can give orders. And I'm going to tell them to go to Heka. I'm surprised he didn't just cut right through. Do I not have baryonic shielding yet? I do not. Okay. And this guy has already expended his movement points. Yes. Wrong. Okay, we have found B106805 Solar Nebula discovered, a disc-shaped cloud of gas and dust that will eventually accrete into a protostar and planetary system. For now, the nebula is a vast swirling cloud of danger and opportunity, the kindling materials of the center slowly warming over the millennia while the halo glitters with the remnants of dead stars and dust. Effects plus 50 dust. Theater effects applied on space battles plus 5 dust gained per player. Combat point, not combat, what was command point. Still alive at the end of the battle on fleet. And plus 25% extra experience on fleet. You have discovered the Bravo 106805 Solar Nebula. You must extend your system's influence over it to receive its bonuses. Okay. Extend system influence. What does that mean? It's this. As our systems get larger and more productive and more planets are colonized, this sphere grows. And so it wants us to encompass this within the bubble of any of our colonized systems. And when we do that, we will accomplish that quest. Okay. We're at plus 21 dust, plus 7 population growth, and plus 6 on influence. So that number has gone down because of passing those laws. Our dust production has also gone down, I think, from plus 23. Let's save this. We do have auto saves in the background if we need to roll back. But that's the conclusion of this episode. We went a little bit long in this one. Again, I'm Aesop Grimm. Thanks for coming by the channel. I hope all is well in your neck of the woods, and I will see you in the next episode where this story continues.